Hello students, I am Namal Gupta and today I am going to tell you about a particle accelerator that was designed by Ernst O. Lawrence in 1929. It was patented in 1932 and for this invention he was awarded Nobel Prize in 1939. You might be wondering about what I am going to tell you. So let's move on to our topic, cyclotron. So let's start with the definition of cyclotron. A cyclotron is a device that is used to accelerate positively charged particles like protons, neutrons and alpha particles to very high energies. The beam of such charged particles can be used for various medical, industrial and research purposes. Keep in mind, it can only accelerate positively charged particles. Now let's move towards the principle of operation. The working of cyclotron is based on the fact that a positively charged particle can be made to accelerate by making it pass through a moderate electric field a number of times by using perpendicular magnetic field. When a charged particle is moved again and again in an electric field, it will experience an acceleration due to this electric field and move towards the positively charged plate, and the perpendicular magnetic field will help it move again and again in this electric field. Let's go into the depth of this operation. When a charged particle is moved in an electric field, it will experience a force F equals to Q. Due to this force, it experiences an acceleration A equals to F by m, that is QE by m. It will experience this acceleration, and what will happen? It will move with a greater velocity towards the positively charged plate. Now what will happen to this charge when it moves in a perpendicular magnetic field? When this charge moves in a perpendicular magnetic field, it will experience a force equal to QVB. This force will help it move in a circular path in accordance with Fleming's left hand rule. So when this charged particle is moved under the effect of both these fields, it will experience a spiral path. It will move in circular paths of more and more radius, and its energy goes on increasing with the increasing radius of these circles. Okay, so this is the principle of operation of cyclotron. Construction. A cyclotron consists of two hollow D-shaped metallic chambers that we call as Ds, D1 and D2. These Ds are provided with a source of high frequency oscillator. The Ds are mounted between pole pieces of strong electromagnets that will provide it with a perpendicular magnetic field. In the gap between the two Ds, there is a source of positive ion to be accelerated. There is a negatively charged window in one of the Ds which will pull the positive charge to make it hit the target. The whole device is kept in high vacuum to prevent the collision of charged particles with air molecules. So it's all about the construction of a cyclotron. Now let's move towards its working. Let a positive ion enters the gap between the two Ds. Let at that instant D1 be positive and D2 be negative. The ion will get accelerated towards D1. The Ds are conducting, so the ion will experience an electric field free region inside the Ds. But due to perpendicular magnetic field, it moves in semicircular path inside the Ds. As it reaches the gap between the two Ds, the polarity of the D's gets changed. The particle will now get accelerated towards D1. This process continues again and again, and the positive ion keeps on moving in circular paths of greater radii and with greater energy. It finally acquires a very high energy and is ejected through the window and hits the target. Theory: the positive ion will continuously experience the perpendicular magnetic field that will make it move in a circular path. So we can write QVB equals to mv square by r. From this we will get the values of r and v, that is radius of the orbit of moving ion and also the velocity acquired by it. Also the expression for frequency, as frequency is equal to velocity of ion divided by circumference of its orbit. Therefore f equals to qb by 2 pi m. From this it is clear that the frequency is independent of velocity and radius of the orbit. The ratio v by r remains constant, so it will acquire a constant frequency. This frequency will be matched with the frequency of the oscillator, and the condition is known as resonance condition. When this resonance condition is achieved, then every time the ion reaches the gap between the two D's, the polarity of D's gets changed. So it is very important. Now the energy acquired by the moving ion is equal to q square r square b square by 2m. Clearly, E is directly proportional to r square, that is, greater the radius of the moving ion, greater will be the energy acquired by it. So this is the expression for its energy. Now let's move towards the world's largest cyclotron, that is in Canada Particle Accelerator Center and has a diameter of about 18 meters. It produces energy of about 520 mega electron volts. Now its advantages: cyclotron help us to create radioisotopes that have a great scope in the field of medicines. It is used in particle therapy to treat cancer. It is used in nuclear physics to modify the properties of solids. Now the limitations of cyclotrons. Cyclotron is not used to accelerate uncharged particles like neutrons because they have no charge, so they will not experience electric force as well as magnetic force. They cannot be used to accelerate electrons because of their lighter mass. Also, we cannot accelerate positively charged particles with large mass because we cannot move them with a limitless speed.
I hope the topic is clear to all of you. For any queries, feel free to post your comments. Thank you.